Hey guys, I'm back. This is my pre-review spoiler alert for Power Book 2, Season 3, Episode 10. It is the final episode of the season. Again, it is a spoiler alert. My pre-reviews don't go into big details, but they do reveal things that have not been revealed thus far. So I posted my episode 9 pre-review, and I'm going to talk a little bit about episode 10. It's no surprise that Power, this particular season of Power Book 2, the last 2 episodes have been released. They're out there. They've been leaked, and I'm not going to tell you where to look for them because all you have to do is go on social media and you can find exactly where they are. So if you haven't watched it and you want to wait, then you can wait 2 weeks for this particular review of episode 10, because next weekend we'll have episode 9. I'll do the review of that, and then weekend after that will be the episode 10. These seasons are usually 10 episodes long. Okay, so again, spoiler alert. If you have not watched episode 10 on the leaked episodes or episode 9, you are waiting, then turn this off. If you want to continue, we'll talk, and I am going to bring up some specific things, not everything, that happened in 10. So, in my last pre-review, what I was discussing with Tariq as far as what he's doing, as far as making moves and being the thinker, in episode 10, we start to see everything start to pan out. Okay, we have a lot of different moving parts. We have Effie still in jail, but she hasn't been charged yet. They still have a day or two to charge her with the attempted murder charge. Some people will probably ask, are they going to use the confession from Lauren? She did write a confession or signed off on the confession, all of that. That will be brought up yet again. That's not a spoiler alert, that it's obvious that would come up. It also, there were questions in other people's, I saw some questions come up in other people's reviews in episode 8, would the recording from Tariq be used? And they can't use that. That was a recording done without Effie knowing that she was being recorded. Tariq only did that recording to get Lauren to trust him. Okay, that's all that was for. It was definitely not going to be. In fact, Lauren wouldn't have bring it up to Jenny anyway, because then that would let her know that she's been meeting up with Tariq. So, so she wasn't going to use that. She just needed the assurance that, Tariq wasn't just playing her to the side, wasn't lying to her. So no, that would not be used in episode 10. So, okay, we have, like I said, a few moving parts here. Norma actually appears, okay? She shows up in episode 10. Because I don't think, we see Opie in episode 9. Oh, actually, does she show up in episode 9 and 10? I think she shows up in 9 as well. Norma is, as expected, back on the scene, and she's looking for some answers, some money, what's going on. Because in episode 8, business has been put to a halt. We had to stop the business. There's a lot of stuff going on out in the streets. They really can't move anything. And then I'm certain with everything going on with Crash Coin and the Ponzi scheme and all of that, that had to be halted as well. So you gotta regroup, and figure things out, and who's going to be playing which role and how that's going to work out. So we got that going on. We have, as probably not unexpected, with Davis, he's really going through a grieving process. Okay, some of the remarks he's making, the things he's doing. I mean, he's visiting folks like Effie and still smelling like alcohol. He's drinking a lot. He is grieving. He's pretty upset at the way things turned out. So some of the advice he's giving is really him being angry about his own personal situation, and that's dealing with the death of his brother. Him and Tariq do meet up a few different times, and they get to a point in one of the meetups where Tariq had to even say to Davis, look, man, I know you're going through some things, but you're going to have to pull it together because you're wrapped up in a lot of things as well, as we know. um, some information did come out from when Davis and Sachs went to go visit Diana when she was still in jail. They were, even though they don't record the audio, they don't have the audio, but they got a visual. So we saw what Sachs did. We saw Sachs spill the coffee. Well, not Sachs, what Davis did. Davis spilling the coffee on Sachs, and Davis sliding a note to Diana. That was caught on video. That does get brought up again as a way to threaten Davis. I ain't gonna say whether it worked or didn't work, but it was put out there. Okay, so Davis got to tighten it up. He's really got to tighten up. We don't see Davis a whole lot towards the last, I'm gonna say, 20 minutes of the show. You don't see a whole lot of Davis, and I'm curious to see how things are going to work with him in season 4. I'm curious to see how he's going to play his role, considering a lot of outcomes have happened. How his role with Tariq, his role with Monet. We know we're going to get a new person on the show. Michael Ealy, he's going to join. I think he's going to play a detective. So he might be someone that's going to give Davis the flux. All right, he's probably going to give Davis the flux. Let's see. So Lauren parents have returned, and I'm gonna let that sit there with Lauren's parents return. Lauren wants to lead a normal life after all is said and done. She's been saying that she wants to get her life back. That's not a spoiler. That's something consistent since she's been in with Zach. She's constantly said this. It comes up yet again in episode 10. How she's going to lead a normal life, I'm not sure. I am curious to see where things are going to go, and I'm not going to, like I said, there is definitely a court scene and all of that. And you can probably deduce from what I've said thus far how things went. But so that would be a spoiler, but we're not going to go into that completely. The Westons and what they're dealing with. And how they're going to make this right is something I'm curious to see how that spills over into season 4, because it's definitely something that I believe should be addressed. And who's going to take the fall? Who all is going to take the fall? Do we all? I mean, there's got to be a number of people involved in this whole situation, right? So I am curious to see how they probably won't focus on it as heavily in season 4. Probably we'll see some conversation about things in the first episode of season 4, but then that'll probably be it. I think there's going to be some resolution. I know people are going to ask what happened to Kiki. Hey, look, Kiki got to make some moves. Lucas walked out the door, slipped out the door, and left her holding the bag. So what do you think will happen? I mean, Kiki got to make some choices. I'm hoping that Kiki had a backup plan. That's all I can say about Miss Kiki. We are not going to get a whole lot of Kiki in episode 10, but we do get Kiki. We have to get some things ironed out with her. We find out a little bit more about her, just a little bit. But yeah, so Kiki I hope she got a exit strategy or something, because she definitely gonna need it. We see Kate, who is Tommy's mother. Tommy's mother is back on the scene, and she plays an interesting role because of a plan that was hatched up. She didn't even realize that she was part of a plan that was being hatched. She had no idea what was going on. Kate, I guess she's freed herself from or cleaned herself up as far as dealing with, the white powder. But Kate is still Kate. Let's just say that. And Kate does have a conversation with Tariq. And it was necessary. Again, it was, the OGs from the original Power came back, and Tariq needed to have these individuals to appear, to talk to him, to get him to understand what he has gotten himself into. And when I say he's really in far deeper than simply, he's in a situation that it's going to take some time for him to get out of it. It's going to take some time. So the advice that he was getting from Tommy, the advice guys from his mom, and all of that, it was sound advice. It is what it is from Kate. Without me giving too much away, he has some really good advice. Tariq needs to take accountability for the choices that he has made. He truly hasn't, to me, hasn't taken accountability for the choices he has made to be placed for him to end up in the situation that he is in right now, and how he has pulled people in with him in this situation. Okay. What I'm guessing is that in season 10, he's going to have a come to Jesus meeting with himself for him to really truly see what his father has been attempting to get through his thick skull. His whole plan of action to get back at Ghost, being angry because he didn't know what Ghost was all about, being, not brought in the mix to know what his father was really into, not understanding the things, the moves that his father was making, and on top of that, being mad about the fact that he blames his father for breaking up their happy household. I definitely can agree with that. I'm not going to say that Ghost was innocent. I'm not going to say that Ghost was innocent. Definitely he had his part to play in everything. But I am going to say that Tariq, since being at Stansfield, and it's brought up in this episode, a lot of things have gone left and gone wrong. And to get to where he is now, he's ducking and diving, constantly manipulating, constantly, saying this, that, and the third. It has gotten him into him being backed now into a corner. For those of you that are great Tariq fans, he's in a corner. He's in a real pickle, a real one. And I think that he is going to need a lot more help than Braden. Braden is there by his side, but he's going to need more than Braden. He going to need some assistance because this is a bad situation. Monet and her kids. Well, I'm going to say the chickens have come home to roost when it comes to Miss Monet. But we saw the foreshadowing of Monet and her situation when right after she came home from Lorenzo's funeral, and her subconscious was letting her know, hey, look, you're in a bad situation. And when those kids find out about what you have done, it's not going to look good. It's not going to end well for you. So I'm going to say the chickens came home to roost when it came to Miss Monet. A lot of things came out. I'm not going to say exactly how, but things have come out. Things were revealed. How this is going to work moving forward with all three of the kids, it's from the way it ended, the three of the kids are not all on the same page with some things. Two of the kids are on the same page, so to speak. One, being Kane, is, not quite clear on stuff, not quite in the know. So as a result of not being in the know, how is that going to work out in the end? Okay. I feel like we saw Kane had a lot of growth since we first been introduced to Kane. I think when we get down to episode 10, the responses Kane was given were, most of them were well thought out responses. I think the strategies he was taking, the tactics he used, it made sense. Did it all work? No, but it made sense. It's understandable. It made sense. Drew, he needs to get out the game altogether. He really does. I think Drew is just, I'm going to say it again. I said it in my season episode 7 and 8 review. Drew needs to get out, go move to Seattle. This ain't for him, because the minute he gets another relationship, he just loses focus and he loses himself. It just, it's no good to be in this game like that. And Diana, I don't know what to say about Diana. Diana's one of those characters where it's kind of like, she's there, but she's not there. Who cares? Whatever. I'm very indifferent when it comes to Diana. Effie, well, I don't have much to say about Effie. Lauren, I don't have much to say about them either. But like I said, I think I'm going to leave it there because I gave away some information, but not all. Gave away some, but not all. That's all I got. Talk to you guys later. Peace.